We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
610 and Emily and I are already having the conversation that people are worse than anybody. That's my favorite saying.
You know what?
People are worse than anybody.
It's so true. And I just look at people sometimes and I'm like, do you educate yourself on anything?
No.
Just in life, think before you speak, research before you speak, those kind
People
of things.
don't.
Just on anything.
People don't.
I don't know. Anyways, I want
How are you this morning?
I'm very tired. I want to educate
so tired
for no sleep
grumpy.
days. Have you heard of those? I just came up with them. No sleep days.
Well, yeah, I know those well. I had twin toddlers at one point and babies.
Yes. I saw something where people want to take sick pup days or something, right? Where they take off to take care of their sick pet, which
Their dog?
Yes. And
Okay.
I was like, there should be a no sleep day. I didn't sleep, so I get this day off. No, just kidding. Actually, that I could never do that. But that's just how I'm feeling right now.
That's called get a job in sales.
No.
So if you didn't sleep, you go to work in the morning and you're like, I'm going to go on sales calls
I think
today.
we've discussed many times, I would never survive as anything in sales.
Well, then you don't get no sleep days.
Yes, there we go. Okay. Well, I also don't lie about what I'm doing, though. So
I have to go on sales calls. You watch The Office? Stanley went on sales calls a lot.
yes.
Well, one of them was to go break up with his mistress or whatever it was. Speaking of that kind of
Mistresses?
stuff, it's National Text Your Ex Day, which, you brought this up yesterday.
I did.
Terrible idea. Do not text your ex
I'm sure
under
there's
any circumstances.
One friend of mine who would.
Oh, 100%. That being said, for folks like me, at least my age, right?
Mm-hmm. You're
Even
old
if
is
you
what you're
wanted
saying.
to, yeah.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Even if you wanted to, you couldn't because we didn't have texts back then. So nobody has each other's numbers from back then or anything. I don't have ex's phone numbers. I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Couldn't see if their home line still works.
Text their home line. That was it. We had the home phone back in the day.
Well,
although
aren't
I've
you
been
just
married for a
lucky?
very, very, very long time. So my last ex was decades ago. So, it would be hey, let me call the home phone and see if it's still working.
Let me do this little turn thing that calls people on
the rotary
dial.
phone?
Yeah, the rotary phone. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
gosh.
I'm
Did you ever have one of those? Are you old enough to remember one of those?
Yeah, I loved those.
You did?
Yes.
Zero was always the worst. You went the whole way around and it was
Yes.
tick, 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 the whole way back. Oh, yeah.
Simpler times there, Kurt.
Took forever to dial a number.
I'm awake. You just blasted that music a little bit higher than normal. I'm awake. I'm here. I just need you to know that.
Control your volume over there.
Well, normally it's not that loud.
All right. Well, I figured well, you're feisty this morning. You know
am.
what she said on the way out? She actually walked out of the studio. She's like, I got to go check in with my husband real quick. And on the way out, she was, I don't know what she was saying, but she's like,
you men can't.
She walks out and goes, you men.
You men. You can't have anything ready. You can't have anything ready and know
sassy.
where anything is, And then I was like, actually, no, that doesn't apply to you because you're very organized.
You married a different kind of man. Something like that. Let's talk about tomorrow night, trick or treat. So some communities, it sounds like Ashley in Delaware County, Johnstown, and Licking County.
Yeah, they're tonight.
A couple others moved from tomorrow night to tonight.
So I have to go buy candy now. I doubt I get trick-or-treaters, but I don't want to be that house. You know
what kind of stinks, though? I'm thinking about kids who have after-school activities and things like that are normally on Wednesdays. They probably moved them around because of trick-or-treat. I bet there's a lot of kids that are scrambling to try to figure out how to go trick-or-treating.
I agree with that. And my mother does a Halloween thing every year, and I can only imagine the stress she would be under if it got moved in Hilliard. but it hasn't. So that's good.
They're moving them around because it looks like it's going to be kind of gross, windy and rainy tomorrow. Some towns across America, I saw this in the news too, are now limiting the age that they're allowing people to go trick-or-treating.
Yes. And so Belleville, Missouri, and they have age limits, trick-or-treating. You have to be 12. 12.
So 12 and under
Yes.
are allowed to trick-or-treat.
Yes. And how do you check that? Your kids don't have ID, right?
No, they don't. And, at 12, my one daughter looked like she was about 16. So
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
she would walk up and be like, trick or treat. She got that last year. She walked up and was like, trick or treat. How old are you? She's like, 12. No, you're not. Yeah, I really am.
There's a law in Walnut Creek, California, which requires a permit to wear a mask. Dublin, Georgia, under the age of 16 cannot wear a mask in public. How do people know about these crazy laws? Silly string is prohibited in Hollywood, California. I mean, clergy costumes are prohibited in the state of Alabama. That seems about right.
So you can't dress up as a priest in
Right,
Alabama.
Exactly. This is what I wanted to point out in Newport News, Virginia. It's a class 4 misdemeanor for kids over 12 to trick or treat. And that fine can be up to $250.
13, you want a Kit Kat, you're going to jail.
Yes.
Newport News. That's outside of DC, and we know everything in that area is a little screwy. So why not?
Like,
Lock them up. They wanted their Twix
Who's checking?
on Wednesday,
It is
October
Wednesday.
30th, day before Halloween. We were talking about some communities moving trick or treat. Just make sure yours is still tomorrow night, or maybe it's tonight, depending on where
Are
you
you
live.
really gonna deny people candy though if they show up on the night they thought it was? I wouldn't.
I would. I'd be like, sorry, you missed it.
Yeah,
I
you
ate
would
it all.
actually. Never mind. I forgot who I was talking to.
Let's get into your Hump Day Hoedown.
Yes, Morgan.
There's a lot of good stuff happening in country music this week. Let's
Yeah.
let Emily get you updated.
Morgan Wallen just dethroned Shabuzi at the top of Billboard's Hot 100 chart. Morgan's song Love Somebody is now number 1, ending a 15-week run at the top by Shabuzi's A Bar Song.
Everybody in the bar getting tipsy.
Luke,
Love Somebody is nowhere near as catchy, but it's a good song.
but it's Morgan Wallen. Yeah. Luke Combs posted on Instagram that the concert for Carolina will, quote, go down as the night I am most proud of in my career. I love that. He and Eric Church came together to help those affected, as we know, in the Carolinas by the devastation of Hurricane Helene. They raised over $24 million. And during the concert, Luke thanked the owners of the Carolina Panthers for donating their stadium as a venue. I'm so happy about that they didn't charge them. Because
Seriously,
I feel
right?
like some would. Right?
I don't know. Look, they're local and everything. I think most would do the right thing.
Okay, I would hope. But then he told the crowd every single dollar that is made in this building is going straight to the people who need it the most. And he's never been more proud to walk on the stage than he is right now. And then Eric Church announced plans to rebuild 100 homes for residents who lost theirs through his Chief Cares Fund. I'm not going to lie to you. When I read that the first time, I thought it was the Kansas City Chiefs because I forgot that's what his name is.
No,
So
it's well, okay.
I know. Kirsch, have you ever seen Keith Urban live?
Yes, I have.
Were you dragged there?
No, I wasn't. I actually went because I was like, he's a big artist. I got to go see him.
He said Keith Urban was on a podcast recently, and he said he knows why men go to his shows. It's either that he is to watch him play guitar, or they're made to go by the women in their lives. And I think that's 100% accurate.
I will say, I went voluntarily, but I think there are a lot of women who force their significant other to go to a Keith Urban show. So I'm glad he's self-aware about that.
Force my husband to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And I cannot. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry, her last name. I know that's not her real last name, but it's they announced their breakup last week, right? So people are expecting a breakup song from him. He's teasing a new song on social media called All Good Things Past, and some people think it's a breakup song. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to listen to it and see what the lyrics are like.
That's true. Is it going to be nice is what I want to know.
Zach Bryan over there turning into the new T-Swift.
No.
Emily, have you looked at the texts since we asked?
I am pulling them up right now. I'm sure it's not dehydration.
It is not dehydration. It's Kirsch and Emily, New Country, fewer commercials, New Country 103.9. The reason I ask is because people of a certain age might remember the interactive video game, The Oregon Trail. And that game, first released in 1971 and played by kids who grew up in the 80s, is now being turned into a comedy movie produced by Apple. It seems the producers are taking a page out of the whole Barbie playbook as they intend to include original music numbers, bringing the retro game to the big screen. So my question was, when you played Oregon Trail, often you would die from certain things, and it would say you have died of blank. And I asked you to text us what you would die from. Emily thought it was dehydration.
Yeah, or Bigfoot.
Did you say big butt?
Bigfoot.
I was like, you've died of big butt?
Okay, wait, is this real? Wagon accidents?
Somebody, Anthony said wagon accidents. I don't ever remember dying from a wagon accident.
Okay, well, I kind of like that for some reason.
I like a wheel would fall off the wagon sometimes, but yeah, all these other ones on here were the ones that I was thinking of.
Go ahead.
You see Mike said down here, that the phrase Mike said at the bottom on the text, that's what would pop up on your screen. Read that for me.
Is it this dysentery? I don't know how to, I don't know.
Dysentery.
Dysentery again?
You've died.
Oh, dysentery
it
is.
Yeah, you've died of dysentery. That was the famous line from the Oregon Trail.
I'm here, okay?
It was typhoid. You die from typhoid. But it was mostly you've died of dysentery, or maybe you were trying to fjord the river.
I'm still gonna go dehydration or Sasquatch. So
because it's Emily's world, we just live in it.
Who do you want to see in the movie? Because you know it's all about casting. Like Ryan Gosling killed it as Ken in the Barbie movie.
Christopher Walken.
You would.
What is that supposed to mean?
I know nothing about this game, but it does give like creepy vibes. And you would pick Christopher Walken. You are that person.
Why? What do you mean by that? Like your disgust, your level of disgust on your face when I said Christopher Walken in the Oregon Trail was shocking. Why is that bad?
You know, it's not bad. I just like that doesn't shock me with you because he doesn't probably creep you out like he creeps me out. I love him, but he creeps me out.
Christopher Walken and Woody Harrelson. Put them in
that would be great, actually. Those two in a movie. There you go. Just be a casting director, Kirsch.
You know what? Actually, come to think of it, Christopher Walken kind of looks like he already did die of dysentery. So he could play the role pretty well. So we talked about this last hour just a little bit. Hold on one more time, Luke Bryan. There you go. I didn't want to interrupt him as he sang his last Down to One. It's Kirsch and Emily at 7:30. New Country, fewer commercials. New Country 103.9. A lot of folks chimed in by text, and you can always get in touch at 991039. Text us your thoughts on things. Should trick-or-treating have an age limit or not?
You know what? I'm all about you do you. Whatever makes you happy.
All right. So if you're 37 and you want to go trick-or-treating?
Okay, that might be like a little creepy, but I don't know.
You do you.
I know you do you. I don't know. Like, because I feel like, okay, I should say like up to 18.
Up to 18?
Maybe,
yeah. See, I
That's
think
where you do you.
I think it's basically this. I don't think there's an age limit, but this kind of occurred to me. If you're old enough to buy your own candy.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like if you're old enough to drive to Kroger or Meijer or Walmart and buy your own candy in a vehicle. So that's basically 16, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see your point.
But you know what? If you're 17 and you want to go, I think you're right. Maybe 18 is it. Like if you're in high school.
Up until 18. It gets kind of creepy after that, I guess, thinking about it. This is why we have these conversations. I have to think things through.
You do you. What was this guy? Oh, that's just Al. He lives down the street. He's 57.
If Al was nice and a good neighbor, I'd probably give Al candy.
Listen, Al, if you're listening, you can text us. I'll shoot you Emily's address, and you can go to her house, and she'll give you some candy. I just see like some 400-pound, guy, late 50s, showing up. Hi, Emily. I'm here from my Kit Kat.
And I would say to that. The funny thing is I don't even think you know my address.
You want to see? It's in my phone right here.
I'm just kidding. You know, one of these days I'm going to win a debate with you, Kirsch. One of these days.
It's in my phone. It's the only way I remember stuff is if I put it in my phone. I'm not going to say it on air, but I'll give it to Al when he texts us. 99-1039. I'm here
and
with
if
my
I end up
cat,
like
Emily.
murdered or something, we know who's going to jail. So
I dressed up as a radio DJ just for you.
what does that look like, dressing up as a radio DJ?
I don't know. Apparently for me, it's a hoodie and jeans.
Okay.
That's why I do radio. You don't have to dress up. Everybody's like, why don't you do TV? I'm like, they have to wear a suit every day.
Oh, it's the teleprompter. It's just, I couldn't do it.
I'll just write up a story and you can read it. But yeah, so, okay, we agreed on what, 16, 18, somewhere in there?
Yes.
For the age limit on
You
trick-or-treating?
up until 18.
Up until 18. Before we went on air, you asked me a random question, and I just want to ask, you said, if I block somebody on iMessage, and I was like, wait a second, who'd you block?
I mean,
Did you block somebody?
no, not yet. I mean, I might. Okay, listen. I have this friend named Betty, right?
Okay, yeah.
She's fantastic. I love her. But she blocks people like on the reg.
Okay.
And I just don't know if it shows up green or not.
Oh, okay. Well, if you block somebody on iMessage, do the messages turn
I
green?
think
That's
it turns
what we
green,
want to
but
know.
Can you like things as well? Like act like you didn't block them is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Just
And let's talk
thoughts.
about this ghost story. We need to find that out for Emily. If you have a Ring doorbell camera, we've got to talk about this. There's a contest they have going on for Halloween. It's called the Great Ghost Search,
Yeah.
and they're looking for undeniable footage of a ghost on your Ring doorbell camera.
Okay. So, I just need to say I really appreciate this music in the background. Just
I got
throwing
you.
it out there. Does dressing my child up in a sheet as a ghost count? Do you think I can win the money?
Nope. It's $100,000 up for grabs,
I
and you
could
have
really use
until Friday to submit this. So what they're looking for is legit footage of the aliens, or no, that's what they were looking for last time. Now they're looking for legit footage of a ghost. The two main rules: videos have to be 30 seconds or less, and the footage has to be filmed on a Ring device. So if you catch a ghost on your Nest camera, delete it. Nobody cares.
I'm going to try this. I am.
You're going to go back through all your Ring footage to see if you can find a ghost?
Oh, no, because I don't think my house is haunted. I'm going to put my child in a ghost sheet and try to catch. Yeah, I caught a ghost, and then I'm going to catch him.
If you get $100,000 for that, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to put my dog in a sheet, have him run around out there.
I'm going to catch him, so I caught a ghost.
All right, well, go back and look at your Ring doorbell camera and see if you see any ghosts on there. I could earn you $1,000 or $100,000. $100,000. That's pretty good at
And then
dogs.
Why not? You wouldn't move if you caught a ghost?
No, I'd be like, this is pretty sweet. I like it.
Okay, well, that makes one of us.
I want to go back to something we were talking about this morning earlier, Emily, real quick, because we brought up the Oregon Trail and how it's going to be made into a movie. And I asked on air, in the game, the famous line was, "You have died of blank." And you didn't know the answer. You said it was dehydration.
Never played it. Yep.
And everybody texted in and said, no, it was dysentery. So thanks for those. I don't know if you saw this or not, but somebody texted us. It was John. He said, regarding Oregon Trail, technically Emily is correct regarding dehydration, as dysentery and cholera both cause you to die from severe dehydration and shock. Both were in the game. John.
I love that. Thank you, John.
John spelled your name right, too.
I love it.
I think you've got a fanboy.
I just like being right. It's like it happens like once a week at in the show. So,
But we all know you died of dysentery. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
If you played Oregon Trail. So John got us on a technicality. Let's see. We were talking about things that... what is this? It's so simple that you're good at?
Yes, I found a list of things that you are so simple, that they're just so simple to do, yet somehow they're so, like, people can be so horrible at them, right? So I figured I would let you pick some of these and guess which ones I am horrible at. That should be simple.
So give me one of these things on the list, and I'll tell you whether I think you're good or bad at it.
Wrapping gifts.
know what? I'm going to say you're good at wrapping gifts.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're wrong. I'm very bad at them.
Are you real? I'm actually really good at here. I'll give myself a buzzer. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's see. Sleeping. Besides today, that doesn't count.
You're bad at sleeping.
No, I'm actually good at that.
I'm failing. You
Parallel
have a
parking.
1-year-old. How are you good at sleeping?
I have a really good sleeper as a 1-year-old. Parallel parking.
You're bad at parallel
Yes,
parking.
it's very accurate.
100%. I can't hit my ding ding bell button
Okay.
for
Following
technical
driving
reasons.
directions or just directions in general.
You're bad at that. I
Yes.
guarantee you're bad at that.
Yes. Ask me to give you directions somewhere and I'm going to probably get you lost.
You've driven to my house at least 1,000 times, and I think you tell me you've gotten lost each time.
No, I just miss a turn. It doesn't count.
That counts.
It doesn't count. Anyways.
All right, two more. Hit me with 2 more.
Perceiving time.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let's just finish this. Church. So the people of North Carolina after the flooding on Hurricane, including what we found out this morning in the Hump Day Hoedown,
I
flood
am.
over 1,000 homes for people who lost their houses.
Let's see.
Great. No,
Doing
I love
anything
that,
while
and
someone is
I'm
watching. That is
Bad at it.
Yes, I
Definition
cannot.
of
I don't know why
good.
it
Luke
freaks me out.
Combs,
Like I'm under
you know,
pressure or something.
everyone who
Are
contributed
you
to the
freaking out over the fact that I'm watching you right now?
Is anyone going down there? I'm not
Okay,
a responder. You know.
I'm seriously staring her down. We talked about yesterday, I think it was, is the fact that most of the people who were affected by this, who got flooded, their homes washed completely away, didn't have insurance to cover it.
I mean, which,
Flood insurance doesn't cover that. Like flood covers it if it, comes up through the drain in your basement, but not if a hurricane comes along in western North Carolina and washes your house away.
it's so wrong in so many ways.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
I know. It just.
Right?
Yeah, I know, but it's not.
You can buy flood insurance that would cover that, but why would you living in western North Carolina?
No, it's just not the right thing coming from the insurance companies. I understand that's what they do, but still, people should have hearts. Okay.
I'll leave you to discuss that with the folks at Nationwide. So here's the thing. Speaking of that, and everybody was looking at government response and all that kind of stuff. The big story now is the fact that the election is coming up on Tuesday.
Can't wait till it's over.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
That's the thing. So presidential elections, they're always stress-inducing, but according to a new poll, this year is off the charts crazy. So the American Psychological Association says 77% of us are freaked out about the overall state of the nation. 73% say the election is upping our stress levels. That level is considerably higher than the 68% experiencing stress in 2020. Even more disturbing, 72% of adults said they're worried about the election results leading to violence. And more than half of adults, 56% of people, say they believe the 2024 presidential election could be the end of democracy in the United States.
I just don't get why everyone has to be so negative.
Everybody's very wound. I think the media does it to us more than anything.
No,
Look, we don't
I
talk
agree.
politics, but this is as close as we get.
You know what I'm ready for? Fun commercials.
The Super Bowl,
I am ready for the fun commercials to come back.
the Christmas commercials. Once we get through all of this, we get to Christmas commercials. Yeah, I'm tired. I think we're all just so worn out. I can't wait to get past Tuesday. The thing that I heard this morning on the news for the first time, this is the first time this election cycle that I've heard this. Somebody said, well, it's a pretty good chance that we won't know the election results on election night. I never heard that before. I'm going to say 2012, 2016. We used to know. Right now, everything is so close and contested that they're like, yeah, we may not know. So get ready for a long haul Tuesday night.
Yeah. Well,
Can't wait.
can't wait for all of it to be done.
Can't wait for Wednesday. And it's all over. Jelly Roll and Ashley Cook next. New Country 103.9.